This is a machine.
Well, the machine rushed for 177 yards, 3 touchdowns, that being Cam Scatterbo, as the Devils took care of the Cats 49-7 to capture the Territorial Cup and finish the regular season on a 5-game winning streak and, of course, going to the Big 12 championship. And now Rudy Carpenter joins us. Rudy, it's been fun on Mondays talking to you, man. We got to keep the streak going, huh? I mean, this is a fun year with the Devils.
Yeah, I mean, it's been really incredible what they've been able to do, really all the way around. Kenny and Brian Ward and Marcus Arroyo and Charlie Regal and just that entire staff, they've done a great job with all of these guys. I mean, literally, I think you can look across the board at every single position group on offense and every single position group on defense and say that every single one of those groups has overachieved. And I mean, to me, that's a pretty incredible thing to think about when you think about it.
How do you keep it? How do you keep it together and go on a little run for 2, 3, 4, 5 years and keep the staff together? Because you know how it works. A good offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator gets picked up to get that head coaching job, and then the team takes a step back. How do you keep it together, Rudy?
Well, they've already did that. I mean, Kenny's under contract for a while, and they just re-signed the defensive coordinator to a new deal. They just re-signed the offensive coordinator, Marcus Arroyo, to a new deal. I think when you look at their contracts, both of those guys are making about $1 million a year. And as coordinators, that puts them up. I'm not sure if it's at the very top of the Big 12 as far as coordinator pay goes, but from what I know, it's in the top 2 or 3. So that's definitely a good start. It's definitely something that you want to be able to do, have your head coach locked up and have both of your coordinators locked up. And then you look at everybody else, guys like Charlie Regal, he's not a coordinator. You look at guys like Jason Mons and Sean Aguano. They're not coordinators, but those are all guys that have been long-time Arizona Valley guys. And those are guys that are looking around and probably scratching themselves, thinking not just a few years ago, they were the head coaches at Chandler High, Chaparral High, and Saguaro High. And now they're coaching a position at Arizona State. And it's rare. Those are all guys that have been able to coach football for a long time. And outside of Charlie Regal, really haven't had to move around. So if you're those guys, you look at it and you say, man, do I jump ship and go to some school I barely know with some coach that's maybe on the coaching hot seat for a couple more dollars? Or do I stay put? Do I keep my family put? Do I allow my kids to go to the schools they've been going to their whole life, live in the neighborhoods they've been living in their whole life, and coach right here? For Aguano and for Mons, this is a dream job for these guys. So that's one of the good things about having a coaching staff like ASU does, in the sense that these are all really homegrown guys who they want to be here. These are not guys who viewed ASU as a stepping stone job. And so that was really one of the boxes when you're checking off boxes on why you're going to hire somebody. That was one of the boxes of why you hired Kenny Dillingham. Kenny Dillingham will be happy making $3.5 to $5.5 million a year here at ASU for a very, very long time.
All right, let's flip the script on the players. We're just discussing the market of a Jordan Tyson, or the market of a Sam Levitt, or the market of whomever. Cam Scatterby wants to stay another year, what have you. How do you scratch that itch? How do you satisfy that? And unlike you, hopefully loyalty, like a Sam Levitt had a chance to play here. These guys have had a chance to play, but there'll be some maybe potential Godfather offers. What does the Sun Devil Nation or faithful, or even Kenny, have to do to scratch that itch and make sure these guys stick around?
Yeah, I mean, it's tough. ASU doesn't have a crazy collective. The University of Arizona, I heard, got about $4 million in their collective, so it's not crazy there either. It's a tough question. I mean, when you look at it, what you're hoping is that those guys like Tyson, or especially a Sam Levitt or whoever, look at this and say, hey, I'm going to be able to survive. I'll have some NIL deals come through. They all have marketing agents now. So those marketing agents might find me something. And I'm sure Kenny's going to do everything he can with the collective to figure out a way to pay the top guys and just understand that it's an unfair world. And guys like Sam Levitt and Cam Scadaboo and Tyson are going to get paid a little bit more than everybody else, or they might be the only guys getting paid straight from the collective or the university. And that just is what it is. And hopefully these guys can maybe keep their eye on the prize, that the real money, the big money that you want, is in the NFL, and they are all situated at ASU right now to go on a possible 2 or a 3-year run where they can continue to play in Big 12 championship games, continue to push to get in the college football playoff, and ultimately that is what's going to get them to the real money of the NFL draft. So that's a big thing. And then
3.
Last part of it is hopefully Kenny can pull, a rabbit out of a hat and get some of these ASU donors to start ponying up some big checks. Everybody's always complaining about ASU, myself included. Everybody's always talking about ASU as a sleeping giant. But now there is actually a very real opportunity in college football for fans to directly impact wins and loss column. And that is by literally writing checks. I mean, it's a crazy situation that this is the first time that fans can really, really, really impact the win-loss record by donating money.
Rudy Carpenter is our guest on the Right Toyota guest line. Rudy, I don't know how much you know about Iowa State, but that is the opposition for ASU. They can put points on the board. Their defense is pretty solid. How do you see this matchup if you've had a chance to digest it a little bit?
Yeah, it's a good matchup. I think you're looking at teams, to be honest, that are, kind of similar. Rocco Becht is the quarterback at Iowa State. Good player. His dad played in the NFL for a while and is now a head coach in the UFL, and he's a football guy, and he's playing for Matt Campbell, who's a Mount Union guy who's used to winning. And Matt's done a great job at Iowa State. You got two, teams that weren't the sexy picks going into the year that are playing each other. And I think when you look at a really, really good, evenly matched game, I think this is going to be a very good matchup. You got two teams that are coached well, two teams that are executing at a high level right now. You got two quarterbacks that are both playing really, really well and to a certain extent carrying their teams. So, this game's going to come down to, what they always come down to, which is who wins the turnover battle, who wins the penalty battle, and who can hit enough big explosive plays to make a big difference. The thing that I'm just really, 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 really worried about, and if I was Kenny, I would just be sick to my stomach if this game comes down to a field goal or some type of kick, because right now ASU is just abysmal. And the fact that they're even able to get themselves into a championship game or possibly a playoff and they can't even kick a field goal is just terrible.
Somebody could transfer right now. That'd be kind of cool. Transfer,
Hit the portal.
Rudy, good stuff. Hopefully on Monday we'll talk about the Big 12 champs. That'd be kind of fun to talk about. So thanks for jumping on with us again today. Appreciate you.
See ya.
That's Rudy Carpenter joining us here on Rock 'Em and Ooch with Jimmy B, brought to you by All City Towing. They are hiring, start the 2025 season off right with a new job. And how about doing that at All City Towing? You can just visit them online at allcitytowing.com. Search careers, All City Towing, where your future is on the move. Coming up, it's football at 50 as Josh Allen and the Bills, they capped off